there is something missing, and you are correct about that, and that is the superstar running back in Barkley.
Okay.
Because absent of that one carry, we have 41 yards.
I know.
His stat sheet is 12 carries, 16 yards. That's what really happened. But the magic to last night was if my quarterback plays that way, because I know my running back's going to get healthy. I mean, he played 2 games after tearing up his knee in 5 days. So for me, that was a heart check game.
I think he played every snap, too.
That wasn't a knee check game. He was letting his teammates know, on 5 days, guys, I'm in this with you. So that will pay dividends. And if that quarterback plays that way, the only thing I'm really afraid of, this team doesn't know how to win. There's a lot of young coaches out there. And when they take over these programs, the number one thing they should do is, let me teach you guys how not to lose. That's why you start off 5 seasons in a row, 0-2. Teams are like, oh, no, teach us how to win. No. The first thing you need to learn in the NFL is, how do we not lose? Oh, they're kicking a game-winning field goal. Maybe I'll keep my cheeks back on sides compared to jumping. All right? When you make little mistakes like that, and half the games are lost, people say, well, that's an idiotic statement. No, you need to learn how. We're not going to lose these games before you learn how to win them. But I do believe they can get it turned around because the way the quarterback played.
Yeah, the rhetoric out of the Giants coaching staff last night was, this loss doesn't define the season, and they're absolutely right. It defines an era. This is 5 straight years of just...
And 8 out of 9.
It's McAdoo, it's Shermer, and now it's Joe Judge, of just head-scratching losses, 0-2 again. I mean, you can go back every year we've been a show. We've been a show for 5 years. Every single year, the Giants have started 0-2. That's insane. And it's digging out of a hole and saying, well, the Giants can finish up strong in December, and maybe if this team loses and that team wins, it doesn't... And to your point, I disagree with you, and you've known more football in your finger than I'll have ever in my brain, but you have to learn how to win at some point. You can't not lose. They played not to lose last night. Let's go to the 4th quarter. The Giants get this incredible pick from Bradbury, and they get the ball in this position, and it's a carry to Saquon up the middle. Okay, let's make them burn their timeouts. That's the key here. We're going to get them to burn their timeouts so that they don't have anything. Giants they should have gone for the jugular here. They didn't. They were just trying to burn timeouts, and they stop the clock here. They took off 16 seconds on the clock, and they made it, a 6-point game instead of a 3-point game. Big deal, or whatever it was. I mean, they made it a 3. They didn't even go for the touchdown.
You got to snap the neck.
They have to snap. They didn't even try to snap the neck. Saquon, go right up the middle and go down. 16 seconds you burn? How about trying for the end zone? How about trying for the... It's time and time again, we start the season off, it doesn't matter who's the coach, and the Giants have these inexplicable losses, and then we find ourselves in December being like, this is a feel-good story, the Giants are raging. How about just start off the season with a win one time? Sorry.
Or how about a loss that's not about just dumb penalties and dumb mistakes? Here's the deal, Joe Judge decided to be, I'm coming into this league and I'm cracking skulls. I'm going to be what I call a touch-the-line coach. And you know what I mean, Chris? When you got the guys out there running and they're doing the conditioning, you're talking to grown men, some of them well into their 30s, and you're saying, no, go back and touch the line. That's how we're going to do that. That's fine. What's supposed to happen, though, is you win that game last night and you say, guys, this is why we touch the line. This is why we lift the weight. This is why we run those gassers. That's supposed to pay off. If you do the touch the line thing, the tough guy thing, and you lose, players are like, why do I touch the line? We don't win. It doesn't work. There's no payoff. I'm reminded a little bit of an old coach. This is a random throwback 10 years. Greg Schiano came into the league. We're talking one Jersey guy, one Philly guy, and he coached the head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks and came from Rutgers, and he was doing crazy Joe Judge stuff. And he was like, when the other team's taking a knee, he's having his D-line fire off because we never give up. And it got bad fast. And the players started rolling their eyes, and they said, why should I do this? Why am I touching the line? It doesn't work. You got to win these games. Everybody has to win. If you're the tough guy coach, the more we sweat in peace, the less we bleed in war, you better not start 0-2 because then you start to lose them. And he started losing guys in camp. Maybe he got him back, but good God.
Peter, you heard what Chris said about the quarterback. So do you think, you let your Giants, background show a little bit in that comment because you're from this area.
I didn't even have a rebuttal on that, so
No, I'm just curious if there is a silver lining for you because even Troy Aikman all night was saying, man, he's doing this despite the offensive line issues. He's doing it with his legs, with his arm. He looked good. Sterling Shepard looked good. So we have to credit Daniel Jones a little bit, but is he the guy that can turn this around?
Yeah, I thought that the game plan, this is the thing. This is Jones' best game as a pro.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. And now your special teams is causing you the loss. That's what kills you. It's you finally open. Jason Garrett's playbook looked completely different this week than it's done for the last 17 weeks that we've seen it. It looked good. The Giants were moving the ball. Shepard was great. And yet you still lose on offsides penalties and false starts. And then at the end, Chris, you made a point earlier. How often does a defensive tackle block a field goal?
Yeah, that guy. How many does he have in his career?
He's 340 pounds, Dexter Lawrence.
Yes.
What is he doing?
That's the point that I'm trying to make as far as the coaching staff implementing, because a lot of these kids, they come from winning programs. But when they get in the NFL, they lose their fundamentals. And ultimately, it's about the quarterback. Because if they trust the quarterback, the sequence of plays when they turn the ball over is totally different compared to run, pass. What you do is the first play, we know it's a turnover. Offensively, Brian Billick. Oh, Chris, we're getting ready to gut him. We're going to throw it on first down. I'm going to give you one chance. That's what Brian Billick in this situation. Game-winning situation, we're going to give you one chance. I'm going to throw on first down, the down they least expected, and guess what coverage you're getting on first down? Man-to-man. So on that third down, where he throws it behind Shepard in the slot, they were in zone. You throw it on first down, guaranteed man, and then you run it. And if you don't get the first, then you kick it. But at least you're trying to win the game. So I can respect that. But a lot of these young kids don't know how to. How do I not lose a game in pro football?
Daniel Jones loses his first career game to the Washington football team. He was, undefeated for, what was he?
He was 4-0.
4-0 against them. But now, of course, they are 0-2 to start off 2021 as we welcome in Ian Rappaport, the Washington football team, the defending champs. In the NFC East, they are 1-1. We saw a very impressive performance after a bad mistake. He came out there poised as ever and did his thing. Taylor Heineke. What is the timetable for Ryan Fitzpatrick, however? And does he get his job back?
We learned a little more yesterday, Ken, the timetable for Fitzpatrick and when he could be back to, let's say, try to be the starting quarterback of the Washington football team again. He is out about 8 weeks, and what Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Washington football team did over the course of the past, say, 3 or 4 days was solicit expert medical opinions to try to figure out what was the next course of action. Was surgery going to be necessary, or could he rehab non-surgically? They went with the non-surgical option, which gives him at least a chance to be back. So he is expected to be back from this subluxed hip in November. So that's fine, except when you consider the fact that Taylor Heineke played like he did yesterday. He is younger, he is cheaper, he is someone that the team and the teammates really, really like. Possibly the future of the Washington football team. We don't know, but what we do know is Heineke does have a chance to really stake his claim to this starting job. So I wouldn't say there's any guarantee at all that when Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back, the job's just going to be handed back. If Taylor Heineke keeps playing like he's playing, that could be a fascinating discussion inside Washington's building.
What did you make of Heineke's performance last night? Do you think he could be the long-term dude?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And before I get to Heineke, how about Tom Brady saying that he can play until he's 50? What is going on? My dude is living his best life. Coming off of a Super Bowl, absolutely balling out, still in this season. He'll be playing in 50, getting his senior citizen discount at every restaurant that he wants. But back to last night's game, Heineke was fantastic. Listen, he came in the game right out the gate and he took a very bad sack, and I was thinking, oh boy, this is going to get ugly. But before it got ugly, it got better. He was dropping dimes. What I love about him is he can step up in that pocket with no fear and just having the composure, knowing that it's a close game back and forth, and then putting your team in position to win the game at the end. And some of these balls, the placement was fantastic. You know, that ball to Ricky Seals-Jones, one of the best thrown balls so far this season, and there it is back in the end zone. And then I saw him on the sideline waiting for that field goal to go in. I think that Heineke could be the answer. And we saw what Chase Young said about him last year. He's like, Heineke's the guy. And last night, it looked like he was.